Next, we are honored to have with us the Secretary of the Department of Children and Families, Reggie Bicha, who has devoted his life, his entire career, to the protection and the welfare and the education and development of children. Since November of 2007, I think it was, Mr. Bicha has been Secretary of the newly formed Department of Children and Families. Secretary Bicha.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you who are visiting us, welcome to the great state of Wisconsin. We're glad to have you here. And for those of you who are from Wisconsin, be thankful that we don't have to dig out our shovels. Although it's March, you never know. We get some of our best snowstorms this time of year. So hopefully our friends from Washington and from the East Coast don't bring anything to us. On behalf of Governor Jim Doyle, I am pleased to welcome you and to thank you all for coming here and for your great support and leadership around the areas of early childhood. Wisconsin has been working very aggressively for many, many years and really decades in the area of early childhood, and we have accelerated our efforts over the past several years. Governor Doyle last year created an early childhood advisory council, bringing together stakeholders from across our state to create a common agenda and directions at the very highest level with the focus on those most critical years of children's development, even before they're born through age 5. And I want to thank those members who are on the Governor's Early Childhood Advisory Council. We have several representatives here today, and if they would just say hello and thank everybody for their great work on the Early Childhood Advisory Council. One aspect of the work on our Early Childhood Advisory Council is in the area of child care. Child care is central to the economic well-being of families, businesses, and communities. You know, you all know, research indicates that high-quality child care for young children directly affects the productivity of both the current workforce as well as our future workforce. For employees who now have inadequate child care, these folks are hardworking folks, but are more likely to be late for work, more likely to not show up for work at all, or to be distracted while they're on the job due to child care concerns, phone calls, or other issues that they may receive that distract them from their work each and every day. We also know that an investment in quality child care doesn't just benefit today's workforce, it's an investment in the workforce of the future. In today's fast-paced, high-tech world, businesses need better educated and more highly skilled employees. High-quality early care and education programs are proven to impact a child's future academic success and an employee's productivity. Research tells us that children who participate in quality early childhood programs have a greater chance of success in life compared to those that do not. They're less likely to use drugs and alcohol, less likely to be involved in our criminal justice system, less likely to experience child abuse and neglect, more likely to be prepared for kindergarten, more likely to graduate from high school, more likely to have higher paying jobs themselves one day. The academic achievement gap for low-income children does not begin in the 3rd grade. My wife is an elementary school principal, and we talk quite often about the challenges that public schools cope with today, dealing with higher numbers of children in special education programs, dealing with achievement gaps. My children go to an elementary school where most kids know their alphabets, their shapes, their colors, their numbers the first day that they enter kindergarten. My wife teaches in the Janesville School District, or I should say as a principal in the Janesville School District, where they have a 95% poverty rate. And most of those children come into kindergarten not knowing their letters, not knowing how to spell their name, not knowing their colors or their numbers. They are behind the 8 ball from other kids in that school district. And that's just one school district in our state. We can bridge that achievement gap, and one critical way of doing that is through high-quality early care and education. And that was perfect timing that Chief Flynn walked into the room, because I was just about to say this isn't just about academics. Police chiefs, 5-star generals, business leaders all across our country know that in our efforts to reduce crime, to improve lifelong outcomes, and prepare our future workforce, we need all children to have access to better early childhood education. Governor Doyle and I believe that every child in Wisconsin, regardless of income, ethnicity, or geography, should have access to high-quality child care. Quite frankly, our state's future depends upon it. And we have a plan to help improve early care and education throughout the state of Wisconsin. We need a child care rating and improvement system for our state. Our proposal, called YoungStar, sets a 5-star rating system for child care providers based on educational qualifications of the staff, the learning environment of the child care center, the business practices, and the health and well-being of young children. YoungStar will be monumental and will change the landscape of child care in our state. By rating providers and helping them to improve, we will create financial incentives for child care providers to want to do better. We will create a clear, valuable tool for parents to choose care for their children. What a difficult decision a lot of parents have to make now, knowing where their kids are going to be cared for and who's going to watch their kids while they're at work every day. We can help them with YoungStar. We can link quality to Wisconsin Shares payments, and it will help us in our great effort to prevent fraud in Wisconsin Shares. Through YoungStar, we can and we will raise the standards for hundreds, if not thousands, of child care facilities all across the state. This will impact tens of thousands of children in Wisconsin for decades to come. You know, 19 other states in this country have a child care rating and improvement system in place. We need Wisconsin to be the 20th state. I can't help but think that children 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the road from our state are going to be competing for jobs, competing for entrances to colleges, competing for slots in the military against kids from those 19 other states. And we need to make sure that in Wisconsin our children have that competitive edge. And we can't wait until they get into our public schools. We have to begin making sure that they have that competitive edge 10, 20 years down the road from birth. And a quality rating and improvement system in child care will help us get that done. Again, I want to thank you all for coming to Wisconsin and for your great work around early childhood programs. And I also want to recognize the several legislators who are here today and thank them for their tremendous commitment to early childhood issues in our state. Thank you.